Asperges me. Domine misericordiam tuam. Domine exaudi orationem meam. Dominus vobiscum. Oremus. Exaudi nos Domine Sancte Pater Omnipotens Aeterne Deus. Et miteri diniris sanctum angelum tuum de celis, qui custodiat, foveat, protegat, visitatque defendat omnes habitantes in hoc habitaculum, per Christum Dominum nostrum. Dominus vobiscum. Ore. Deus qui omnipotentiam tuam pacem maxime et miserandum manifestas, multiplica super nos misericordiam tuam. Urada tua promissa currentes celestium bonum facias te seconasotes, per Dominum nostrum Iesum Christum, qui tecum vivit et regnat in unitate Spiritus Sancti Deus, per omnia saecula saeculorum. Lectio Epistolae Beati Pauli Apostoli alla Corinthis. Patres, citis quoniam cum gentes essetis, ad simula camuta pout duceba minieruntis. Ideo notum vobis facium, quod nemo in spiritu Dei loquens, dicit anathema Iesus. Iesus, divisiones vero gratiarum sunt, idem autem spiritus, et divisiones ministrationum sunt, idem autem Dominus, et divisiones operationum sunt, idem vero Deus, qui operatur omnia in nos. Uno qui autem datur manifestatio spiritus ad utilitas. Aliquidem per spiritum datur sermo sapiensi. Autem sermo scientiae secundum eundem spiritum. Alteri fides in eodem spiritum. Ali gratia sanutatum in uno spiritum, ali operatio virtutum, ali prophetia, ali discretio spiritum, ali genera linguarum, ali interpretatio sermonum. Ec autem omnia operatur unusque atque idem spiritus, dividens singulis prodro. secundum Lucam.
Gloria Tibi,
Fidevant tamquam justi et aspernabantur ceteros, parabolam istam. Duomine ascendeunt in templum uturant, unus Phariseus et alter publicanus. Phariseus tan sece apud se orabat, Deus gratias ago tibi cuia non sum sicut ceteri hominum, raptores injusti adulteri, velut etiamique publicanus. Ieiuno bis in sabbato, decimas duomniumque possideum. Et publicanus allonge stans nodebat nec oculos ad celum levare, sed percutiebat pectus sum dicens, Deus propitius est mihi peccatori. Dico vobis, descendit hic justificatus in domum suam avillum, qui omnis qui se exaltat humiliabitur, et qui se humiliat exaltabitur. Today is the 10th Sunday after Pentecost. I'm leaving for my holiday in August, so there will be less Mass this week, be careful. There is only one Mass tomorrow at 7, Tuesday 7 and 6 p.m., Wednesday 7 and 11:15 in the morning, Thursday there will be two Mass only at 7 and 11:15. But for the first Friday of the month, there is a Mass at 7 and 6 p.m. Then the school Mass for the girls at 8:45 to celebrate in anticipation the feast of Saint Dominic. Then the first Saturday, only one Mass at 8, with the adoration during the Mass between Friday and Saturday. Please pray for the sound of Brother Peter. Brother Peter was a brother of the society for long years, and he was very sick and died last week in Goldberg, so please pray for the repose of his soul. You can still pray for Lynette Smith, who looks a little bit better, but she's still in danger, so pray for her. This week there will be the catechism for the adults on Tuesday. The third order of the Dominican third order is cancelled, and for the society on Thursday at 7 p.m. there will be the meeting. The sisters celebrate the 25th years of the college, St. Dominic's College, on next Sunday. So there will be a fourth Mass at 12 p.m. celebrated by Father Elias. And after this Mass, there will be a lunch, then the Vespers and the Benediction at 4 p.m. here. So, if you are interested, please contact the sisters. They complain that they didn't receive so many answers from now, so don't wait Saturday night to say, yes, I'm coming. And they need some barbecue, so if you have a barbecue at home, please let them know that you can bring your barbecue. To save some money for the schools, we need some volunteers to help for the Cambridge exams. It's a little bit a shame to be obliged to pay people from outside to do this job when there are so many people in the parish who are very able to do it. It's very easy, it's an easy job. And so please do not hesitate, and I speak more especially maybe for the retired people who have some time. I'm sure you can give a small help to the school, so do not hesitate to contact the secretary. We will explain you what is the job. I encourage you to continue to support the Jojogathon in August. Be careful, the day is coming. It will be the 22nd of August. Do not hesitate to find a lot of sponsors to raise some money for the school. To save money again, we will have the retreat for the Ignatian retreat in January for men, then for women, and we would like to find some volunteers for the cooking. It will permit to save a lot of money. So please, do not hesitate to propose to help. There is the date in the bulletin. We still need some more volunteers for the toilet cleaning on Monday. So something, do not hesitate to help. And the library of the parish is now open on Wednesday afternoon from 1:30 to 3. So you can go and borrow some books for yourself or your children. But don't forget to return the books after some times. Many books are still missing, so maybe have a look at home and bring back the books you could have. And next Saturday will be the Walking Bee, a good occasion to help the parish to prepare the confirmation in the Saturday 11th of August. This Sunday, the epistle is taken from St. Paul to the Corinthians. Brethren, you know that when you were heathens, you went to dumb idols, according as you were led. Wherefore, I give you to understand that no man, speaking by the Spirit of God, saith anathema to Jesus, and no man can say, the Lord Jesus, but by the Holy Ghost. Now, there are diversities of graces, but the same Spirit. And there are diversities of ministries, but the same Lord. And there are diversities of operations, but the same God, who worketh all in all. And the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man unto profit. No one indeed, by the Spirit, is given the word of wisdom, and to another the word of knowledge, according to the same Spirit. To another, the grace of healing in the one Spirit. To another, the working of miracles. To another, prophecy. To another, the discerning of spirits. To another, diverse kind of tongues. To another, interpretation of speeches. But all these things, one and the same Spirit worketh, dividing to everyone according as he will. Please stand up for the Gospel. From St. Luke. At that time, Jesus spoke this parable to some who trusted in themselves as just and despised others. Two men went up into the temple to pray. The one was a Pharisee and the other a publican. The Pharisee, standing, prayed thus with himself, O God, I give thee thanks that I'm not as the rest of men, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, as also is this publican. I fast twice in a week, I give tithes of all that I possess. And the publican, standing afar off, will not so much as lift up his eyes towards heaven, but strike his breast, saying, O God, be merciful to me, a sinner. I say to you, this man went down to his house justified rather than the other. Because everyone that exalteth himself shall be humbled, and he that humbles himself shall be exalted. In the name of the Father, of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost. Amen. Now, brethren, you all know the importance of the grace in your soul. We work to keep this presence of God, and you learn in catechism that there are two ways to receive the grace of God. We can pray, and we have a beautiful illustration of the prayer in the Gospel. If our prayer is humble, perseverant, and confident, we receive the grace of God. But there is another way to receive the grace, which is more efficient again. This way was created, instituted by Jesus through the 7 sacraments. The 7 sacraments were instituted by Jesus to give us this grace. This grace we need to go to heaven. And I would like today to just remind you the nature of the sacrament, what is the sacrament, how it works, and the effect of the sacrament for our spiritual life. Sacrament means hidden or mystery, but the definition given by the Catechism say that the sacrament is an efficient sign of grace, of the grace instituted by Jesus Christ to sanctify us, to sanctify our souls. So an efficient sign of grace instituted by Jesus Christ to sanctify us. A sign. You know what is a sign? A sign is something that we can see, we can hear, touch, something sensitive, which manifests another thing that maybe we cannot see. For example, if you see the smoke, you say, oh, here there is a fire. Even if you don't see the fire, the smoke is the sign of the fire. The sacrament is exactly the same. In the sacrament, we see, for example, in the baptism, we see the water coming on the forehead of the baptized, and this is the sign. And this sign manifests something which you cannot see, which is the spiritual effect of the sacrament, the grace coming in the soul and dilating the original sin. This is the way to work the sacrament. And it's why we say in the Catechism it's an efficient sign, because it is the sign who produces the invisible sin. It's not the case in the natural sign. When you see the smoke is produced by the fire, not the fire by the smoke. In the sacrament, it is a sign, external, visible, which produces the internal, the hidden effect of the grace. It's why we say this efficient sign. And they were instituted by Jesus in His great mercy. It's a treasure we receive them. Do you realize the chance you have to live in the New Testament? In the Old Testament, when somebody committed a big sin, a mortal sin, he had to offer some sacrifice to do penance, but he never knew if he was or when he was forgiven by God. In the New Testament, when you commit a mortal sin and you go for confession, at the moment the sacrament is realized, at the moment you have the contrition for your sin, you accuse your sin, and you want to do the penance, when you go outside the confessional, you know that you are forgiven by God.
you know that the grace you lost by your sin is back. That you are again the friend, the child of God. It's a great security for our soul. This sacrament instituted by Jesus. See the mercy of Jesus for us, who instituted these 7 sacraments to give us, to communicate us his grace. So you know that there are 7 sacraments. The baptism, we give the first grace and remove the original sin. The confirmation, we make us the apostles of Jesus, soldiers of Christ. The confession to remove our sin. The communion to grow up in the spiritual life. And the excommunication to prepare us to die, to be in peace, and to protect us against the devil at the end of our life. Then the holy orders, to become a minister of Christ, to give the sacraments, and the marriage to support to live together, the husband and the wife, and to educate their children. These are the 7 sacraments instituted by Jesus, which produce by themselves the grace in our soul. At the moment, there is no obstacle. This is a very important point. How does work the sacrament? You learn that in catechism. If there is the matter, the form, and the intention of the minister, the sacrament is realized. So the matter is the sensitive element used in the sacrament. For example, for the baptism it is the water, for the confirmation it is the holy baptism. So it is the matter. The form, most of the time, is the word used in the sacrament. By time used in the name of the Father, of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost. And the intention is the intention not of the one receiving the sacrament, but the one giving the sacrament. The intention of the minister. So if the minister has the intention to give the baptism, which he manifests by his action, by putting the water and saying the words, there is a sacrament. Even if the minister is a bad minister, even if the priest is a bad priest, for example, or is not sent, or it doesn't change anything for you. This is a great security again. Even a bad priest celebrating the Mass, at the moment he has the intention and follow what the Church asks, the sacrament is done, is realized. And you have this security to know that you receive Jesus. And it's one of the big problems today in the new Mass. The new Mass was so changed that there is no anymore a clear expression of what is the Mass. It is no more a sacrifice offered for our sin. And if the priest did not receive a good knowledge, a good theology, maybe doesn't have the intention to celebrate this sacrifice. And it's the problem of the new Mass. The main reason why the new Mass is not good is because of that, because of its lack of intention of so many priests. The Novus Ordo in itself can be valid, maybe, but many Mass are invalid because of the lack of intention of the ministers, of the priests. Before, this intention was clearly expressed in the Missal. When you read your Missal, when you read the prayers of the Missal, it's very clear. So even a priest who did not receive a good formation, his intention is very clear in the Mass. In the Novus Ordo, it's no more the case. And that's why so many Mass are invalid. Not only because of the problem of matter or form, but even just the intention of the minister. Is one of the main reasons why we don't encourage the faithful to go to the Mass. So this is the way the sacraments are given. It's why I told you the sacrament in a certain way is the easier way to receive the grace, more than the prayer. Because we know that this is done by the sacrament itself if there is no obstacle. If we don't put an obstacle. If I go for confession and I have no contrition of my sin, I put an obstacle, so there is no confession. But at the moment we are in a good disposition, we don't put an obstacle, we receive the grace of God. But the very important important point, dear brethren, and this is what you have to remember today, is that a part of this grace is in proportion of our disposition. We receive more grace when we have a greater desire of Jesus in the communion. We receive more grace when we have a deeper contrition in the confession. So the priest can give you the sacrament, but he cannot change your disposition. You are the one who has the disposition. And this is a secret, dear brethren. Too many times, our faithful, they go very often for the Mass, and you are many of the faithful here, you come for Mass even during the week, and it's very good. But too many times, maybe you don't have enough, I don't say bad disposition, you have a good disposition, but maybe not enough to progress as you are supposed to progress in the love of God. And sometimes some faithful complain, the Father, it's now for 5 years, 10 years, I go for Mass every day, and I pray, and I'm not a saint. Many times, one of the reasons is because we don't have enough greater generosity, a greater desire of Jesus, a greater contrition when we receive the sacrament. So the very important point is that when you go for Mass, when you go for confession, is to prepare your communion, prepare your confession. And if you do that, you will receive more grace. This is a parable, of the seed. Some seed goes in the good ground, produce 10%, 50%, 100%. It's always producing something, but with a good disposition, we receive more grace when we receive the sacrament. So this is the thing maybe you can pray today. Pray Our Lady, when you go for communion, when you receive the confession, to really have the good disposition. Ask Our Lady to give you the same disposition that she had when she received Jesus. This is the way we have to prepare our sacrament. And the other thing, is to pray for your priest. To pray to have more priests, more vocation, to receive the sacrament. Here you are very lucky, you the Mass almost 3 times a day, the confession so many times, and you live very close. It's your choice, and it's very good. But think about all these faithful in New Caledonia, in Whanganui, in the world, who cannot see the priest more than 2, 3, 4 times a year. Pray to have more vocation, more priests to receive the sacrament, and ask Our Lady to give you the good disposition, a great desire to be united to Jesus in the communion, and a great contrition, real sorrow for your sin when you go for the confession. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost. Amen.
mea facta sunt. In nocte homines, et nocte nostrum salute, descendit de celis. Et incarnatus est, de Spiritus Sancto, ex Maria Virgine, et homo factus est. Jesus etiam nobis, sumus ioviatum, lapsus in seculus est. Et resurrexit essia die, secundum Scripturas. Et descendit in caelum, sedem ex et ipsa Redemptorus est cum gloria, judicare vivos et mortuos, cuius regni non erit vis. Et in Spiritum Sanctum gloriam et vivificantem, ex pace Filio Ficum Patre et Filio, simul adorator, et cum glorificator, qui locutus est profeta, et unum sanctam animam, et apostolicae ecclesiae, Adite voluntatis in remissionem peccatorum, et specto resurrectionem mortuorum, et vitam adoris seculi.
Dominus vobiscum. Oremus.
per omnia saecula saeculorum. Dominus
et con spiritu tuo. Habemus ad Dominum.
grazie.
Signum et
per omnia saecula saeculorum. Amen. Per omnia saecula pax Domini.
et concebitur tuum. Agnus Dei, qui tollis peccata mundi, miserere Doris. Agnus Dei, qui tollis peccata mundi, miserere Doris. Agnus
Salvere
Mater misericordiae, vita dulcedo, et spes nostra salve. A te clamamus, exoles filii Eve, a te suspiramus, celetes afflectes, in lacrimarum mare. Ego advocata nostra, Ios tuos, misericordes oculos, ad nos converte. Et Iesum benedictum fructum ventris tui, nobis vos hoc exili